Hello everyone. Let me just pin a message. Oh, I can't pin announcements. Well, that's okay. Can at least pin it on YouTube. I'm just adjusting the screen size. I might have to make it bigger. Okay. Seems good. Always takes me at least 2 tries to get the game up. Anyway, this game is called Ventreville, A Cure for Sorrow. It's a fantasy mystery visual novel, and I was contacted by the production company, Spicy Bird Productions, to stream the demo, which is several hours long. I think it's the first chapter. And so far, the music has been very cozy. So I'm excited to play the game. There's not many settings, it's just volume and display. There are 6 characters. Orvin Zanry. You're late. I am here now. We cannot do anything about the past. You say that as if this is the first time you've been late, but never once have you been on time. I should take my business elsewhere. So be it. I need nothing from you, and I doubt you will find a vendor as accommodating as me. We needed this shipment to have more flavor. You sure these have been steeped for longer? Tea? You can check the wooden crates, delivered exactly as ordered. Then that is all. I will see you next month, at dawn. I shall come when I come, Scion. Careful with the name, M. Has what little left of your brain rotted to the point of stupidity? It is a very dangerous and stupid thing to bite the hand that feeds you. You'll regret this. You'll respect me or you will fear me. Choose either, but if you choose fear, you may lose your tongue. You're scum. I get things done. What do you do? Scurry back to your master. I will be waiting. Interesting opening. Mysterious. Grandma, you know I love you, and you know I love to hear your voice, but you don't have to call me first thing in the morning every day. It's been a month of this, and it can't be good for you. Everyone else in Germanon is sleeping. This isn't anything for you to do after the call. You can't be waking up at 4:30 a.m. just to make sure that I haven't slept through my alarm. I'm fully 18. I'm an adult now. I'm 18 years old. Come on, Grandma. Stop treating me like a baby. Yeah, I know, Grandma. I'll always be a little boy. And you'll always be my favorite person in the world. Even more than Rhett Avedine. You know it's not even a competition. You're my one and only, always. I love talking to you too, Grandma. But I think we can probably talk after my shift so you can get your full 8 hours of beauty sleep. Not that you need it. I know. I gotta go, I love you. I'll call you before I go to bed, okay? We're gonna start our new nightly routine, so you're not waking up at the crack of dawn anymore. Bye, Grandma. Love you. Love to see a good relationship between the protagonist and his grandmother. Making sure the game audio is playing. She's gonna call me tomorrow morning. Alright, time to take off. 3 choices. A good world starts with goodness in me. Orvin Zanry, don't forget that goodness in the world starts with goodness in you. Grandma, how you always spitting fire? She's always got a good line to say. The best thing about waking up so early is passing all the cafes and bakeries. Like, the sunrise is always beautiful, but the bakeries, this is their time. Mrs. Langtree, good morning. Honey, if you get here any earlier, you'll be stuck sitting outside the factory. I know you want to get here as early as you can, but I'm telling you, I start at 5 a.m. on the dot, and I won't come a minute early. Do you understand me? Or you could just give me your key? My dear, you're way too young to have work be your life. But I do enjoy our morning conversations. You're such a sweet boy. I'll help you with the second floor in the basement. I know you said your knees were acting up last week. Orvin, you gotta save some of that energy for later. Your Mr. Aberdeen is coming today. But the results of the review are in tomorrow? Indeed they are, but you know how we didn't do so well the past couple times. Yeah, I heard the man failed us twice before. Yeah, I mean, the man is always trying to keep the little people down, right? It's not the man, it's the apothecaries doing the scientific and safety review for our product. We're not against some inscrutable enemy here, child. I think Mr. Aberdeen knows that the pest can weigh on our hearts, so you might say a couple words to help us keep our chins up. Oh, I'm not worried about that. I'm sure that Mr. Gungan has been working as hard as we have. Are you worried, Mrs. Langtree? The only thing I'm worried about is you losing your spirit, child. Come on, honey. Let's get this place pretty for the boss. But I just played the 3-minute ad break. Why is it doing a second one? Orvo! Herb! You're early! And somehow, no matter how early I am, you always seem to beat me. You might as well sleep here, Orvo. You gotta rein it in. When I meet her, your grandma's gonna kill me if I don't get you in check. I'm pretty sure Mrs. Langtree told me how early I'm allowed to come to the factory. I should try to use my quick wit to get it right. Quick wit? Though if I use my quick wit, I have to answer quickly. And if I get it wrong, I know Mrs. Langtree will be pissed, since she just told me the time she clocks in. Maybe I should play it safe and not try? What to do? Quick wit. Nice, let's get it. But I have to get this right or Mrs. Langtree will think I don't listen to what she's saying. And she'll harp on this for the rest of the week. 5 a.m. That's it. Mrs. Langtree won't get here a moment earlier than 5 a.m. and neither will I. That's right, honey. I don't want to see your big old eyes any sooner than 5 a.m., no matter how cute they are. Also, I've been wondering, why are you Orvo and why is Erwin Herb? You both have such handsome names. You should use them. Tell her, Herb. Ha! Well, we didn't come up with these names, did we, Orvo? You know how Miss Odish... Oh, say no more. I should have known. I don't understand how Wilhelmina gets it wrong when you're speaking your name to her. It's not as if she's reading it. Chicken. Good morning, compatriots. Here we go again. Oh, what an absolutely gorgeous day for Mr. Aberdeen to grace me with his presence. It's like the Sovereign Father coming to meet the Holy Mother, destined, fated, intended. Doomed? Quit it, man. She's right there. And that's all these old ears can take for the day. See you, Orvo and Herb. See you later, Mrs. Langtree. See ya, Mrs. Langtree. The young lads, Urban Orbo. Orbo. Good morning, Miss Odish. You look pretty today. Why, thank you, young Orbo, for noticing my deliberate choice in attire, for it was specifically chosen to be noticed by the wondrous Mr. Averdeen. Surely today will be the day he sees my visage and falls in love as I have with him. Isn't Mr. Averdeen married? Dude! We do not speak of that witch here. The harlot has him by his throat, but I know that she's secretly stealing from him everything he has. Like his money? But don't they live together? With their kids? If only it were just his wealth, you silly child. She has taken his life. She's tapped. Like the blood-sucking vampire she is, she will steal his life away. His life would be best spent with me. She has taken his future and his happiness and his fulfillment. I don't sound like that, do I? You're good, you're good. We should probably go, Orvo. It's way too early for this. I thought I'd be Orbo. I can't keep up with this lady. We'll take her first attempt and we stick with it. That's a lot of text. Take me into his arms and say, Wilhelmina, you look lovely today, as you do every day. There is no moment when my mind does not think about you, and I will respond likewise. And that will be indicative that we have been of the same mind this entire time. It is love. It has always been love. And finally, my sister will look at me with envy, as I have the most respected and valued man in the whole city beside me. It is my destiny. It has always been my destiny. There is no waste of time, only time waiting for perfection to coincide. There is no possibility of dying alone. There is only patience for the future. With enough time, I'll be married to Rhett Averdeen. I'll be the mother of the church. And surely when people see my potential, they'll have no other choice but to make me mayor. In their awe, how can people not surrender themselves to me? Wilhelmina, the start of your future begins today. My accent today is not doing well. I love food. You should really eat breakfast before work. But I love sleeping. I can't believe you get up early and you cook all your meals by yourself. And they're not even like sandwiches, bro. They're actual meals. It just takes practice. You should help your mom cook. You got that sense, though. Like you know what a dish needs to taste good. I don't have that. I'm telling you, it's all practice. Trust me, I've had a lot of time to get used to spices and seasonings. Bro, you're 2 years younger than me. When did you have that time? Orvin, you good? You fidget with your legs when you're nervous. Ah, sorry, I just wasn't super active as a kid. So when I was in bed, my grandma would give me food, and I'd guess what she put in there as a game. My grandma's super good at cooking, so it was really hard in the beginning because of how many spices she'd use. Dang, you get breakfast in bed? No wonder you love your grandma. Yeah. She's the best. I love my grandma. And grandma loves you, Orvo. Mrs. Langtree! How were your mornings? You know, sweaty from working in the hot shop. You'd think for a factory that used to make elixirs, there'd be an easier, more magical way to blow glass. Or at least a way to keep us from getting so sweaty. What you need is a cool towel around your neck. No need for any weird magic when there's water and towels. Magic isn't weird. You're just jealous you can't do any. Of who? You can't do it either. Do you think I can be the bed's glass blower and not be able to work with elixirs and potions? So I might not be able to do magic, but I can sure as hell contain it. Blowing glass isn't easy. Good work, boys. Aren't you excited to see Mr. Averdeen, Mrs. Langtree? Child, he's just a man. But if he's coming to say we're getting raises, I'd gladly join Wilhelmina in his fan club. Just wait till you hear him speak, Orvin. He's always well-spoken and proper. Very boss-like. That's true. I'm surprised he never wanted to do anything with politics, honestly. He's got the oration for it. Why are you so excited, Orvin? I was really helped by him when I was younger. Cool backstory. He really helped me out when I was young. How so? I needed medicine as a kid, so to be able to provide that back to people who needed it, like me, has always been my dream. Sweet child. That's awesome, dude. You're gonna need to lift if you want to have people look at you like people look at Mr. Averdeen. I know. I'm doing your routine, alright? I just do cardio, too. You'll be bigger if you cut cardio out. No shot, dude. I don't need to stop cardio. You need to start cardio. My beloved. Mr. Gungan? Everyone. Thank you all for being with me in my little talks. I know you have better things to do than listen to me. I know some of you might not know me, and as the one asking you to do what you're doing on the daily, I thought it only right to introduce myself. It is my pleasure to have such talent working for me. I am Red Averdeen. But I know there is much to do and little time to do it. As you all know, tomorrow we'll once again receive the results of the apothecary's review for the clearance of Remedium. And I just want to say that I am proud of you. I am proud of all of you. You are no ordinary man. And I do not mean man in the dividing terms of male and female. I mean it with the collective power of our entire species behind it. And even amongst the grand populace, you are no ordinary man. For the ordinary man is a coward polluted by cynicism and masked with a proud sneer. They see man striving towards the boundless sky, and they place themselves above us. They place themselves with the gods, but they are helpless and powerless in shaping the fate that awaits them. Though they see themselves on par with divinity, they refuse to risk or tempt or touch the divine power that the gods have bestowed upon us. They refuse to risk failure, and they refuse to risk greatness. But you are no ordinary man, and I know we are not against any ordinary foe. We stand against the bellowing and unkind force that is nature. This plague is decisive and cruel. It does not spare and it does not relent. And so the answer to my faith in defeating this foe cannot come from a what, but my unshakable resolve comes from the answer of who. Who are the ones in administration making the hard decisions? It is Sion Gungan. It is Miss Wilhelmina Odish. Who are the ones in the laboratory whose sharp minds push against the boundaries of what we know science to be? It is... I didn't even realize there were that many lab technicians. Who are the ones in manufacturing whose strength and dexterity mold the future? It is... Don't tell me. Mrs. Sage Langtree, Erwin Tambor, and our newest member. Knows me? Orvin Zanry. It is to all of you I ask this. Who can bear the weight of the sky? Only the tallest of men. You are no ordinary man, you are the tallest of men. The tallest of men. And let us be reminded that the answer as to why we do this is not a what, but also a who. It is not for the glory, the money, or any political power. We do this for our mothers and fathers, our wives and our husbands. We do this for our children and grandchildren. For the future of humanity, we risk failure. But know this, tallest of men, our victory is assured. Those who deride and mock our efforts do not realize that it is not a question of whether, but when. So perhaps we fail to be approved again. Perhaps we fail 10 times, 100 times to be approved. This will not stop our relentless efforts because my unshakable resolve is in you, O tallest of men. We will see our children healthy. We will see a world free from this disease. And those that mock us will then use their mouths to thank us when we have saved the city. Tallest of men, go! And with your hands, hold up the sky. Whoa! That was incredible! Though someone might need to help Miss Odish. I think she fainted the moment Mr. Averdeen spoke her name. Wow, even Mrs. Langtree is clapping. Are we? What's Herb chanting? Who are we? The tallest of men! Who are we? Tallest of men! Tallest of men! Tallest of men! You all have the rest of the day off. We'll see you tomorrow. I've never seen Mrs. Lantry move that fast. Orville, you want to hit up the tavern? Production's gonna show up and show what these hands can do. I'm good, Herb. I'll catch you tomorrow. It's just us. Should I go to him? Mr. Aberdeen? Orvin Zanry? Man, I can't believe you know my name. I mean, how many people work for you? It was so cool how you named all of them. I mean, Herb and Mrs. Lantry told me you were good at talking, but I mean, I think everyone felt pumped after hearing that. Did you come up with that on the spot? What do you think? With all due respect, sir, no way. Perceptive. Did you want to speak to me, sir? Do you want to talk in my office or sit outside? I'm afraid my children would be very jealous if I went to ABP without them. Okay, I guess we talk outside. It's nice today. I think this tall man wants to look at the sky. As you wish. I'm just trying to make sure I have an alibi. Because it feels like Mr. Aberdeen is going to die. He's going to be murdered, maybe? We'll be sitting on the steps. Is that alright with you? Of course. I eat with Herb here every day. I'm surprised you're okay with this. I hope this doesn't ruin your pants. The tailor we hire is from the Valentine Mill, and she is very talented. A little dirt won't hurt these fabrics. I think. Though don't tell my wife. She knows more about this than me. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. Yeah, when I was younger, once I started running outside, I wouldn't stop. I think every single one of my pants when I was 12 has some sort of grass or dirt stain on them. I didn't even think of all the scrubbing Grandma had to do to get them to look remotely wearable again. All I knew is that I smelled like vinegar. Why do you and Erwin choose to sit here? Well, it won't be good weather forever, so I want to enjoy the outside for as long as I can. And my food can get a little stinky. I'm jealous. That usually means that the food is well seasoned. All thanks to Grandma. I gotta keep her legacy alive. I don't think I could have considered myself her son if I didn't cook well. Do you cook, Mr. Aberdeen? Occasionally. I don't think my palate is abysmal, but with nobility and money comes the perk of saving time and energy on cooking. Our head maid, Nini, is quite adept. One of these days, I'll bring you lunch. I've got a great stew for the winter, and in the summer, I love pan-frying fish. And for the autumn, probably something with sweet potatoes? I'm not partial to the casserole, though my children are. They love marshmallows. Nah, I don't like that either. It's all just mush, and if I'm eating potato mush, it better be mashed potatoes. I'll think about it, Mr. Aberdeen. On my grandma's honor, it'll be a good sweet potato dish. I have no doubt. I do have another question. Go for it. You seem to really like the outdoors. I'm surprised you'd want to work in a place as confining as a factory. Why did you apply? Well, it wasn't just for any factory. It was for yours. And why my factory? This might sound weird, but this factory kind of gave me the life I have now. When I was young, I was really sick. Like, I couldn't get out of bed sick. And a lot of magical and non-magical doctors came by, and they had some stuff that would help, but they were all so expensive. And the cost was okay when my grandma had my grandpa, but when he passed, we couldn't keep up. But then we heard about Aberdeen's elixirs and how you were mass-produced in these potions so that they could be cheaper for people like me. We weren't sure if it would work. I mean, this was over a decade ago when the idea was new. We bought some, my grandma prayed hard, and here I am. You cured me. You cured me, man. I didn't cure you. There is no thanks needed. The elixirs were made by skilled wizards and technicians. Your grandma was the one to care for you. It was your body that was able to fight through the disease that was keeping you down. I'm glad my products were able to help, and I as well in some remote way. You mentioned having these elixirs in your application. I mean, I had to. I wanted to work in this factory. And Grandma said that it was good to distinguish each application for the rest. But I swear I wasn't lying when I said all the nice things I did. To other places, yeah, but not for here. This was always my first choice. Orvin, I accepted your application because your resume was moving, and I wanted to grant you the opportunities of this city. But I do not want you to stay in my factory. Huh? You are intelligent. You are compassionate. You are driven. You are extremely hardworking. You are young. These can all be better used elsewhere. Sir, am I being fired? No, you will stay as long as you see fit. And that should be for as long as you are learning and growing here. If you recall, I said production's assets were their strength and dexterity. Yours is your mind and heart. Seek other opportunities, Orvin. Mr. Aberdeen, I've only been here a month. How are you so sure you know me? If I'm this good, why would you want to get rid of me? I do not want to get rid of you. I have 2 young children, Lunette and Maddie. As a father, I would feel it to be a disservice to you if no one told you how much potential you have. I would hate to be the cage that keeps you from greatness. I don't know you like your grandmother does, nor am I claiming to. Though I had not formally introduced myself, I have been looking over your work. I quickly heard about the young man who accompanied Mrs. Langtree and helped with her tasks. Miss Odish rarely has anything to talk about aside from herself, but she did not fail to mention how quickly you picked up skills, and how eager and respectful you were to work here with the workers around you. And Erwin has never been this focused, likely because you've given him an example of a young person with a goal in mind. I do not know what you would want to pursue, but I suggest you think about what it is that you really want, because I know that with your mind and heart and body, you can achieve whatever you set out to do. Then why not the lab technicians? Or I could move up to administration? You would want to work in administration? No. Obviously, if either of these positions are what you desire, then pursue them. But somehow I doubt that any of these positions would be what you desire to do if my name or factory were not attached to them. Orvin Zanri, look at me. You are an exceptional young man. I'm very proud to work with you, but I'm even more excited to see where you go in the future. And I advise that you not drag your feet waiting for your future to meet up with you. Opportunity will be here before you know it. Suddenly, the sky looks dark. We've been talking for a while, my apologies. No, not at all. I believe the sky only looks dark because the sun is setting. The stars, the clouds, and the sky is still there. You might even find that the sky, when everything clears and brightens, is even more beautiful than what you could have imagined. You sound like my grandma. That is high praise. Wait, Orvin Zanri, your sky will brighten soon. And when it does, I doubt it will shine on my little factory. But until then, we are happy to have you here. Thank you, Mr. Aberdeen. I mean, it's a lot to think about, but I'm really grateful for all your thoughts and advice. It is late, you should get some dinner. Since you mentioned cafes earlier, I would suggest all bread patisserie for a quick meal. Are you heading out too? Unfortunately, there are things that must be settled before the review tomorrow. Oh, okay. I'll see you later, Mr. Aberdeen. Let me know when you're visiting production. I'll get that sweet potato dish for you. I look forward to it. Good night, Mr. Aberdeen. Good night, Orvin. What a crazy day. Wouldn't have expected Mr. Aberdeen to chill on the step that Herb and I sit on every day. What do I want to do? Eat? I guess I want to get dinner. Mr. Aberdeen mentioned ABP, and Herb might still be at the tavern. Where should I go for dinner? I can try out ABP, or I can go home. ABP? ABP. I guess I'll try the cafe chain. If it's good enough for the Aberdeens, it's good enough for me. I've seen a bunch of these around town, but I've never actually been inside one. I thought someone like Mr. Aberdeen and his family would want to eat like rich food. But I'm glad to see he is a man of taste and culture. No one's above fast food. It's nicer than I thought it would be. Welcome to All Bread Patisserie! What a welcome! But it's kind of a lot for every time someone enters the cafe. See how you breathe with your gut? And you speak it out with all of your chest. Wait, they're practicing? Also, dang, when that man slapped his chest, I could feel the vibrations from here. Boss, you have the biggest chest I've seen in all of humanity. If auditory output is measured by chest volume, you must therefore conclude that I cannot and can never match you. Do not be intimidated. I will hand all of my power to you, so you have our combined strength. Come on, let's try a welcome. Welcome to All Bread Patisserie. It certainly was something. And I've never seen someone with gills before. I wonder where he's from. Thank you for playing our demo. Your voicing the characters adds so much. And thank you for asking me to play. And for stopping by the YouTube chat. I always appreciate that. Oh, he has gills! I didn't even notice. Blue gills. Look nice. See, Blight, your words punch harder every day. I do not understand how that is desirable. Rondo, if you have a good idea, an idea that you've thought about and you really believe in, it's important that people hear you speak that idea. Are you now in conversation with yourself? This is very confusing. I thought verbal communication was mainly used interpersonally. Please do not switch between the two. That's a quote from my brother, and I believe the same for you, Blight. I want to make sure that people hear you. I have had no complaints about the audio of my person. And with continued practice, you never will! Boss, I fear that if we keep this customer waiting, they will leave, and the very thin margins of profit we manage to obtain will diminish. Blight, we do not have a profit margin. I take pride in my calculations. Every quarter we break even. How is this place open? Hi, friend. Sorry for the delay. The name's Rondo Impoli, and I'm the owner of All Bread Patisseries. What is your name? Are you new here? I'm Orvin. I've been in Ventreville around a month, but it's my first time at ABP. Great to meet you. Since you're new, here's a meal on the house. Blight, give him the special. The special? Close, but you gotta add more oomph to it. The special! The special! Perfect. The special has been labeled spicy bread. Spicy bread is a bread with a spice of your choosing on it. I see how it got its name? It was a collaborative effort between the boss and myself. Both of you. And it tastes good? I learned from the best, so it can't not be good. Please select from the designated list of spices to put on your bread. The selections change daily to promote returning customers. Let's go with cinnamon first. Cinnamon? The correct choice. The other choices were insane! I'll need some water after this. Somehow it's better than I expected. I finished the bread? Didn't even notice that he finished the entire bread. Spicy bread may rotate spice options, but the quality and satisfaction remain constant. How? Proprietary. What in Grandma's kitchen happened to make a slice of white bread with a random spice and nothing else tastes good? And now it's surprisingly filling? Nothing magical is going on with the meals, right? Like I won't end up a frog tomorrow morning for eating this? No magical substances are put in this, and no enchantments have been performed on the bread. Why would we want to turn our customers into frogs? I just can't believe that this would taste good. You gotta have some sort of magic to make this work. Does love count? No! I put no love in the bread. Blight! I have never put any love in the bread. I never will. Love does not have any flavor additives that would enhance the product. It's not about the flavor, it's about the feeling. Clearly, love does not need to be added. The product without any love evoked good feelings in the customer right now. We'll work on this. Come back another day and your bread will be filled with flavor and love. I'ma have to come back because this is actually breaking my brain. Truth is often mind-altering to humans. It's just that good. Glad you enjoyed it. I must depart. Someone else wishes to order bread. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize there was someone waiting. Wait, I don't see anyone? Godspeed, Blight. He simply wanted to leave. Don't tell me. No matter which ABP you go to, he'll be the one to serve you with a smile. Oh, he's everywhere all at once. Another ABP guarantee. These people are nuts. I think I have to lie down. Are you okay? You want me to carry you home? Carry? Well, I guess he could. This dude is massive. Wouldn't you need someone to watch a store? Blight will return if someone comes here. Plus, I don't want you passing out on the streets at night. That's not safe. So what do you say? I'll take a ride. If you're offering, I have had a long day. I'll take the ride. Let's go. How do you want to be carried? My default is Princess, but Tongo always gets upset when I do that to him. Tongo? He's my favorite nephew. My only nephew, but that doesn't make him any less my favorites. I can do princess, fireman, and piggyback. Princess. You're the one doing the heavy lifting, literally. If you prefer princess, then I'm a princess. Everyone should be treated like a princess now and then. You work at the Aberdeen factory, right? So you live in one of Rhett's apartments, right? You're on a first-name basis with Mr. Aberdeen? My brother was closer with Rhett, but I guess we're on friendly terms? Was. Yeah. My brother Bongo died 2 years ago. Bonjo. Bonjo? Bonjo. That sucks, man. I'm so sorry. It's okay, though the world is worse off without him. He was a great guy. You would have loved him. Everyone who met him loved him. He was incredible. His song Tanjo is just like him. It's French. The way he talks about Bongo and Tango is so warm. Maybe I should put that into Google Translate, just to make sure I'm pronouncing the names correctly. Bonjo, maybe? Let me listen.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. I was pronouncing it incorrectly. Bonjour. And then this name. They're silly names. There's pronounced like Bongo and Tango. That'd be interesting to hear, the Google Translate.
Hondo.
Hondo. I figured that they might be French, so I wanted to get the names pronounced correctly. But it's pronounced like Pongo and Tango. That's fine. Do you have any family here? Nah, I'm from Germanon, and I live there with my grandma. My grandma too, but my grandpa too, but he died 8 years ago. No parents. My grandma, but as far as biological mom and dad, I've never met them. Also, hello, Stephanie. Thank you for stopping by the chat. How are you doing? Haha, me too. Except no grandma. Grandparents, parents, brother, teacher, role model. Bongo was all of these for me. So it's just you and Tongo now? Yup. Tongo and I never met his biological mom either. But Bongo would beam when he talked about her, so I'm sure she's an amazing woman. Even though Tango's never met her, I keep changing the pronunciation of the name. We don't know why that happens, but I'm sure she'd love to meet him if she could. Bongo never chose Pearly. And I always wish I had siblings. You sound like you really love your brother. With all my heart. Oh, I think we're at our destination. Thanks, man. It was a really nice ride. Surprisingly comfortable. And it was really great getting to know you and your brother. Of course, Orvin. I had a great time. I'll come by ABP again. Safe travels home. I hope it's not too far. Please do. I live on top of the big ABP in the middle of town. Why am I not surprised? Not Orvin. Good night, Mr. Empoli. Not to however you want. We're all in. Mr. Empoli, after that heart-to-heart, I'm Rondo. Good night, Rondo. Night. What a nice dude. Oh, echoing exactly what I was gonna say. He's a good guy. Home sweet home. What's with these eating carrot stems? Well, by the looks of things, whatever was here, it's long gone. Guess there's nothing I can do about it now. That's pretty suspicious. I'd be looking around, honestly. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Quick wit. I feel like I was supposed to do something before I went to bed. Call Grandma? Before I call Grandma, I better shower. Ain't no way an Aberdeen employee gotta be stanky. P.U. Better wash off that stink. I love a good shower. Now to call Grandma. Let's see if she remembers our new call time. Child, why are you calling me so late at night? Grandma, I told you this morning, we're gonna call it night now. This way you don't have to wake up so early. But I'll have to go bed later. Ain't it the same difference? Grandma, you know you have trouble sleeping anyways. This is better than you having to wake up at dawn. I guess you're right. Look at you looking after me. And you know I love doing it. I am a lovely sight. Of course, Grandma. I guess this can be nice too. I like waking up to the sun and my son, you know? You pick up that play on words? Gotcha, loud and clear. But now I got to hear your voice lull me to sleep. Maybe this is the melatonin my body actually needs. Let me tell you about my day. So that's what I'm thinking about. What I want to do, who I want to be. Grandma's sleeping. Pretty big stuff, right, Grandma? Grandma? Good night, Grandma. Love you. How cute. It's a cloudy night, so it's nice and dark. But hopefully tomorrow has bright and clear skies. Clear skies. Clear. Clearance. I hope we get clearance. I don't know what I'd do if I were Mr. Aberdeen or Mr. Gunga if we don't. I hope. Now that I call Grandma at night, I've got some time in the morning. I'll make my breakfast and then I'll think about what to do. Who doesn't love French toast fresh fruit, some honey and whipped cream? Personally, I actually don't like French toast. I've made it before and I was deeply disappointed in the taste. What do I want to do? If it's not at Mr. Aberdeen's factory, then I'm not sure what I want to do. I just want to help people who can't help themselves. If I didn't use what I have now to help others, I don't know, it would feel like all that Grandma and Grandpa did were in vain. Ah! Well, I guess you can strike out Chef off the list. Talked so much game and I forgot the splatter guard. Well, I'm not gonna make any headway thinking in circles like this. Might as well do something productive like eat. What are some sweet potato dishes I can do? I shouldn't go sweet since Mr. Aberdeen doesn't like sweet potato casseroles. Loaded baked sweet potato gnocchi. I'll put the loaded. Gotta love a warm baked potato. And I won't be cheap with the toppings. Butter, chives, bacon, sour cream, cheese, all the good stuff. Can't go wrong with that. This way, no matter what happens today, Mr. Aberdeen will have one good thing happen to him. I hope he likes it. I hope he knows how grateful I am. Unfortunately, I believe Mr. Aberdeen is dead. And I have done my best to give ourselves an alibi throughout the night. Always go loaded, absolutely. Delicious. He'll get it. He'll get it. Walk boldly, Orvin. You've got people beside you who'll catch you if you stumble. Working hard for you, Grandma. You know, I always thought that these wonderful smells were from the various ABPs throughout the city. But after seeing Rondo and Blight, there has to be another bakery making these smells. Mr. Langtree! You beat me! I know, I was worried something had happened to you. I don't remember the last time I beat you to work. Because the first day you came here, you were waiting for at least an hour. I was so curious, so excited. And look at me now, already slacking. No, child, this is good for you. I'm proud of you. Do you think Mr. Aberdeen is here this early? Review days, he sometimes stays overnight. I think he doesn't want to bring the stress home to his family. Why? I talked with him after work. We actually talked about how he doesn't really like sweet potato casserole. Well, that's because he hasn't had my sweet potato casserole. Haha, I'd love to try some. But I said I would make him a sweet potato dish since it's fall and that he'd like it. Only 1 month in and already talking with the big boss man, huh? I didn't mean to. It's deserved, child. You work harder than anyone else here. What do you make the boss? I went for comfort food and did a loaded sweet potato. That does sound delicious. That'll knock the boss out. You might need that, considering it's review day. He'll love it. You want to give it to him now? Yep, I'll be right back. Take your time. Okay, time to see if my prediction was correct. Redder Rhett Aberdeen. If I know he stayed here overnight, I would have offered and grabbed him something. Eat. What's with this door? No way. Mr. Aberdeen can do magic? Maybe it's Mr. Goongon's magic? Can't be. Mr. Goongon's door isn't magical. Shoot, how do I get in? I don't want to get zapped or turn into a weird slug. Which one won't leave fingerprints? Let's go with kick. I don't want to touch the door. Spells and enchantments give me the creeps. But maybe I could with my shoe? Am I seriously considered kicking Mr. Aberdeen's door? But I don't want to touch it. Wait, I'm a genius. Okay, so with my shoe on my hand, I can knock with 0 contact with the magic door. Damn it. I got it wrong. Who is this? Ah, sorry, Miss Aberdeen. It's Orvin? Orvin Zonry? I just want to drop off my sweet potato dish. I figured that you could use something nice today. Not that I believe today won't be nice. But now, no matter the outcome, something nice would have happened to you. Oh, he looks tired. Look at those dark spots under his eyes. Come inside. Oh, okay, sir. He looks tired. Man, I had real he's gonna get murdered vibes just because he's such a nice dude. And he was giving such long speeches. I was like, he's got death flags written all over him. Caught shoe-handed. True. I didn't realize you could do magic, Mr. Aberdeen. I am proficient, but not excellent. There have been multiple attempts at breaking and entering, and this magical barrier is intended to ward off future attempts. Has it been successful? So far, yes, but it unfortunately cannot differentiate a friendly sweet potato delivery and an adversarial thief. Yes, me and my humble sweet potato dish is after nothing but warmth and an autumnal taste. The gift is welcomed, as I wasn't able to grab a meal at home, so this is needed. Thank you, Orvin, for this is a kindness that I deeply appreciate. Anytime, Mr. Aberdeen. Come back after lunch and I'll give your Tupperware back cleaned. Don't worry about that. The least I can do for this effort. I went big and did a loaded baked sweet potato. Hope you're not allergic to anything? I'm not, but if I were, finding out about your baked sweet potato sounds like a delicious end. That'd be awful. I don't think I'd eat sweet potatoes for the rest of my life. I jest. It'll be the highlight of my day. You're too kind. Surely the approval will be. Sir? Perhaps. But regardless of what happens, this will be delicious. So thank you, Orvin Danry. No, truly, thank you, sir. We'll do what we can to make Remedium work. To me, you're the tallest man I know. Compatriots, a blessed morn to you all. Good morning, Miss Odish. I hope you're feeling okay today. I know you fainted yesterday. That can't be good for you. Irvin, well with you. My body could not be better, as I have gained the acknowledgement of Mr. Aberdeen himself. Miss Odish, as the production manager, I would expect that Mr. Aberdeen knows you? Don't you guys have meetings? Monthly. However, he acknowledged me to the entire factory. Now everyone knows that we are in relation. I don't think that's what he said. Perhaps not yet, but soon. Wilhelmina will be in Aberdeen yet. Is your goal really to be a homewrecker? It's bizarre how she just keeps talking about this to everyone. Has such a dazzling future rendered you speechless? No, I didn't want to be rude. I just hope you'll be happy, Mr. Odish. Did I say Mr.? Miss Odish. Of course! Every day I wait in a giddy state, awaiting a future of pure bliss with Mr. Aberdeen. So long as you're happy. Orvin! Come here, child! Yes, Mrs. Langtree? Let her be, child. It feels wrong, Mr. Langtree. I don't like how she talks about Mrs. Aberdeen and Mr. Aberdeen and their kids. It feels wrong to leave it be. Like, I don't want an effect in them. Mr. Aberdeen has to work with her. It can't be healthy for Miss Oldish either. Sweet Arvin, the boss's marriage won't be ruined over Wilhelmina. He's tough, you know that. And she's got enough sense to not bring this nonsense directly to him. She's infatuated with an idea, not the actual Aberdeen. So when she's actually working with him, she's pretty normal. Or normal enough for nowadays. That's good. I'm glad it doesn't affect Mr. Aberdeen. But this mindset can't be good for Miss Odish. What is Wilhelmina to you? A co-worker? Wrong. She is your boss. She is our manager. You can't do this for her. You are a recently hired child who wants to remedy the illness of your manager decades older than you. It's gonna take a lot more than you to help her, child. Trust me on this. It can't be good for... I just realized she's a goat. I didn't even realize. I wasn't even paying attention to the ears. They're so cute. We match. It can't be good for her to be this delusional. It really feels like she's living in a different world than us. It must be lonely. I'm sure she is, but whatever happiness she has is good enough for her. Otherwise, she would have given it up, right? Okay. Poor Miss Odish. Orvo! Herb! Orvo, my head is killing me. Someone went a little too hard at the tavern, huh? Ugh. It's your own fault, boy. You knew it was a weeknight. Mrs. Langtree, please don't speak that loud. My head is killing me. Why don't we switch places today, Herb? The hot shop is, you know, hot and loud. The boxing station will be cooler, darker, and less noisy. Hopefully a lot less things will bother you. Okay, Doc, look at you. Thanks, man. I'll take you up on that. Orvin? Don't like the Doc nickname? Let's just stick with Orvo. Say less, Orvo. Sorry, man. Didn't mean anything by it? No, of course not. No, don't worry. Let's get working. Halfway through the day, I should check on Mr. Aberdeen. Not the magic door again. Let's see if I can do this without touching the door this time. Mr. Aberdeen? Mr. Aberdeen? Orvin Zan... I like how he just says his full name every single time. Orvin Zanri? Ah! My apologies. I didn't mean to startle you. Your magic still goes even if you're not in the room? The magic will persist so long as I will it to, regardless of my location. Gross. So if I ever want to talk to Mr. Aberdeen, I'll need to touch the magic door. Is there any time when it's not enchanted? For safety reasons, I have it always magically locked. The only time it would be disenchanted is if I am rendered incapable of enchanting it. Oh, so that's going to be the death flag. Is when the magic door is disenchanted. Then we'll know that there's something wrong. Oh, dang it. I'm sorry if I displeased you by startling you. No, that was my bad. I just didn't expect you to appear behind me. I was rinsing your Tupperware. Here you are. Thanks, man. You really didn't have to wash it. What did you think? As expected, the meal was delicious. Another way in which Orvin Zanri is exceptional. Seriously, sir, you're too kind. Everything I have is from my grandma. You know what they say about apples and trees? You're on high sus alert? Absolutely. I just feel nervous about this dude. He just seems like a really nice guy. You know what they say about apples and trees? You must be proud of your kids then. Endlessly. Lunette is a genius pianist and an extremely bright child. I find conversation with her more insightful than those I hold with most adults. And Maddie is endlessly joyful and a delight to all that behold him. His company is also preferable to most people. The way you talk about them, I'm sure they're proud that you're their dad. Just like how I am to be my grandma's son. Hello, Auntie Monks. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. I do everything in my power to make this so. Mr. Avadine, are you concerned about the reveal of the results today? Do you already know if we were approved? No, Scion is heading to the Apotheca now. What will you do if we don't pass again? I will do what I always do, which is whatever must be done. You're good? How am I? I'm a little thirsty. Once the next Twitch ad break starts, I'm gonna go get some more water. But other than that, I'm having a pretty nice time playing this game. I like the characters so far. We're not very far in, we're just an hour in. So it's perfect to stop by. What will you do, Orvin Zanri? I'll help however I can. Saying I'll follow you, I don't think Mr. Aberdeen's gonna like that much, because he wants Orvin to be whatever he wants to be. Which doesn't, I don't think, include a quote-unquote follower. I'll help however I can. I'll do what I can. If I am truly as gifted as you say, then I gotta use my gifts for something, right? Have you been thinking about what we discussed last night? Yeah, or trying to. No real ideas yet. Well done. But for now, these gifts can help with Remedium, and by extension, everyone that's sick right now. While I'm here, I'll do whatever I can to do the most good I can. Your efforts are appreciated. Did you eat before coming up to my office? Nope. No, sir. I came up first. Feel free to finish your meal here. I have to discuss the results with Scion. Stay, so long as Erwin doesn't mind missing out on his lunch with you. No worries. I told him we were working that I wouldn't be able to eat with him. Plus, he's a little exhausted, so I think some time alone might do him well. Very well. Take care, Orvin. Take care, Mr. Avadine. No, I don't much like staying in the office. No, no, no. I hope we pass. Man, we got our fingerprints all over the place. This ain't good. Where's Mr. Avadine? Everyone? I think Mr. Gungan is trying to get everyone's attention. Everyone, please. Someone really has to teach him how to yell. Everyone! We have failed again. The drum! Oh no. No way! I wonder why they keep failing. It seems like this factory's in tip-top shape. And what is management gonna do this time? Mrs. Langtree, as you all know, we will make adjustments and continue forward. Bull! You said that the last 2 times. Mrs. Langtree, I have mouths to feed at home. I need some security in knowing this company will be profitable, and profitable soon. I haven't forgotten about how Magical Beans fared after 3 attempts. Magical Beans? One of our previous products, a bag of beans where each bean had a randomized magical property. Wait, that sounds rad. Good or not, the project was killed because it never passed its review. Oh, what? I didn't know that. So 3 failures is a lot. Let's not forget what Mr. Avadine said yesterday, my guys. Yes, let's. This is merely a bump in the road to success. We will review the notes from the Apotheca once more and move onward from there. I'm leaving. I can't stand this nonsense anymore. Mrs. Langtree! Everyone, let us man our stations once again. More than any time before, we need to be steadfast. Here are the adjustments for production that need to be done. Mr. Gugan will be informing the laboratory technicians of their adjustments. And Mr. Avadine, who had stayed overnight, will return tomorrow. Poor Mr. Avadine. Forward, compatriots! Towards success! Did Mrs. Langtree actually leave? Yeah, she seemed really upset. I'd be upset too. Were they not paying her? I hope they were paying her. Because otherwise, free labor. Even if it's for a good cause. You gotta feed your family somehow. That's not right. I mean, I love Mrs. Langtry, don't get me wrong. But she knows nothing else can be done, that everyone's trying their best, right? I feel like she's never happy with how things are. Nah, I think she's right to be upset. She's been here for longer than we've been alive. I'm sure she just needs to blow off some steam. But it's not good for the team morale, you know? Maybe, but Mrs. Langtry is still her own person. She could be upset when something upsetting happens. I mean, we're all upset though, but we just have to do what we've been doing. Gotta go, but I'm excited to watch the full VOD after. Thanks again for playing, and thank you for asking me and for stopping by. I appreciate that. Have a good rest of your day. Orvin, do you think if we keep doing the same thing, everything will be fine? Yeah, Orvo, don't stress. I swear it'll all work out. Like how magic beans worked out. A fluke. Come on, how can you compare beans to a cure for the devil's lung? Oh, so that's what it's called, the devil's lung. Must be a terrible respiratory illness. I really think that if something's wrong, we're gonna have to do something differently. Have we been doing anything differently? I'm sure we have. We've been doing what Miss Odish and Mr. Goon have been telling us to do. Have you been doing anything differently? Have you noticed any changes? Has anyone told us why things aren't getting approved? Everyone, chill. Dude, I just work in production, I don't know. But it feels like no one knows. Why would anything change if we aren't doing anything differently? Why are you coming at me? What, is it my job to be nosy and second guess my superiors? Orvin, you came here a month ago. How about you back off? Or what, you think I'm stupid? No! You think I'm dumb just because I'm not calling the shots? Because that's not my job, Orvin. And in case you forgot, we have the same job. Just because Mr. Aveny said your name once doesn't mean you're better than us. I didn't say that. I'm sorry, really. I didn't mean to offend you. Genuinely, I don't think you're dumb, and I don't blame you for things not working. I definitely didn't say that. You interpreted what I said, actually. Because you're feeling a little touchy. I'm sorry too, Orvin. I shouldn't have yelled. You definitely shouldn't have yelled. That was a bit of an overreaction. You must be feeling insecure about something. That projected this idea that Orvin thinks that he's stupid somehow. I just don't get what you and Mrs. Langtry want. I think it's a little obvious, Herb. I think it's a little obvious that they just want things to work out. And Mrs. Langtry is very frustrated because she doesn't know why things aren't passing. And she wants to make a difference, but if things aren't working out, she doesn't know why, then it's frustrating. They need a little more transparency at this company, I think. What do you want, Herb? I just want things to work out. I think we all agree that we want that, but in order for things to work out, I think I'm gonna talk to Mr. Gungan and Miss Odish. And I don't expect anyone else to. This is just for me, I just want to know. Okay, Orvo. We cool, Herb? Yeah, we're always cool, Orvo. Except for that few seconds where we were certainly not cool. Brothers fought, right? Now we're officially brothers. Couldn't have asked for a cooler brother. Thanks, Herb. You got it. Or bro. That's incredible. Is it official? You bet, Orbo. I'm gonna talk to Miss Odish and Mr. Gungan, Herb. Alright, I'll be here. Always here for you, man. Miss Odish, the young Orvo, have you sought my company for comfort in these trying times? I guess. Miss Odish, I want to know why the approval was denied. The apothecary's notes are relayed to Scion, and then I relay the actionable steps to production. The same response as earlier. Can I see the documents? How audacious! No! Those are proprietary! If she won't give me the reports, I have to get information through her. Quick wit. If I want more information, I think I'm gonna have to cater my words to Miss Odish. She likes it when I sound like her. But I gotta make sure I'm pushing for more info, because Miss Odish can talk for a while about nothing. What do you wish from me, Mr. Young Orbo? The personage who contests us. I'm just wondering who would be so audacious that they might contest with us. I mean, we're trying to do good in this world. What more can we do? Indeed, the crusade we champion is for health. Unfortunately, those who do not understand are disinterested in our pleading. But by law, we are unable to progress without their approval. Can believe it. Indeed, those brothers are truly troublesome. Brothers? Incoming ad break in 1 minute. There probably aren't that many apothecas run by brothers in the city. I won't push further. I don't want her to catch on. Well, I'm sure things will work out. As it always does for victors. I should probably talk to Mr. Gungan as well. Mr. Gungan! Or Vinzanri. If you have some time, I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to talk to you about... at the announcement, you... Sir? He's so quiet. Don't do that. Don't do what, sir? Sorry, I didn't catch what you said earlier. Do not speak. He seems mad? What did I do? Do not speak over us. You raised your voice to the crowd on my behalf. Don't do that again. I am your superior. You feeling a little flustered, a little embarrassed? Just get a megaphone, dude. Sorry, sir, I didn't mean to undermine you in the slightest. The crowd was rowdy and I can be a loud guy, so I thought I could be helpful. You weren't, except you were helpful. Very helpful. They finally listened. Sorry again, sir. I'll mind my business next time. Good. Mr. Gugan, do you mind if I ask you something? Yes. Is it really necessary? Oh boy, off to a fantastic start. Talking to him might be tough. Should I be direct or indirect? Direct. Why didn't Remedium get clearance? It is unnecessary that you know. I think we'll all feel more motivated when not working in the dark. Your motivation is irrelevant. Do your job. Sir, with all due respect, we deserve to know. You do not. Sir, please, what happened to believing in the people making Remedium? Aviji doesn't mean half the things he says. You're all expendable. Sir? Especially you. You just got here. Okay, I'll be right back. Ad break. Okay, I'm back. I got some water. Time to continue. Don't think that you're special. Sir, do you have something against me? I do. You believe that you can do whatever you want. Presumptuous. You think you can change the world, but you can't do your job. Goodbye. I guess I should have been indirect. Well, that went poorly. What's this paper on the ground? Mr. Guga must have dropped it after getting so worked up over nothing. No way! Oh shoot, that was loud. It's a review of Remedium. Do I keep it or return it to Mr. Gugon? Let's keep it. Grandpa must be with the gods on this one. Thanks, everyone. Time to embrace the opportunity. Let's see if I can understand any of this. Scion Gugon ppm. Avidine Factory, Ventreville, 9 Libra, 128 F2. Floor 2. ppm? It's definitely as high for someone who deals with magic. I think. Proficient in potions and magic. That's what that stands for. Nice, nice. Look who knows a little bit about magic. In regards to the approval of Remedium, we at the BNT Apotheca believe that the drug Remedium fails to meet the standards of the Magic and Medicine Academy, MMA, and thus cannot be municipally approved for public distribution. Below are the practices that the product Remedium fails to meet. Title 20, Chapter 2, Subchapter 6, Part 1703. 1. The drug or medicinal product in question must have a variable set of humanoids in order to be distributed to the public. The varied aspects of the subject must include, but are not limited to, age, species, race, sex. We at the BNT Apotheca believe that Remedium has not been tested on a sufficient number of adult subjects ages 20 and older. Title 20, Chapter 2, Subchapter 6, Part 1705, Subpart 1. 1. The participants of the trial submitted as proof of safety must have their health and side effects documented after the trial is completed. These documentations must continue past the trial itself, and depending on the class of the drug or medicinal products in question, can require decades of research. We at the BNT Apotheca believe Remedium to be a Class 3 drug as it falls under the classification of risk of origin. Remedium's origins deal in forensic pathology and not botany or magicry. The BNT Apotheca would like subjects to be followed for at least 10 years after the trials of the drug before consideration of public distribution. We have taken into consideration the animal trials and have lowered the request from 50 to 10 years per the appeal of the Scion Gugon ppm. Until the above criteria are met, Remedium is denied municipal approval for public distribution as it has not completed the above guidelines outlined by the Magic and Medicinal Academy for a safe drug or medicinal product. This letter has been written and reviewed by the below apothecaries that have been certified by the MMA. Babinski Jones, ppm, MMA, and Throckmorton Jones, ppm, MMA. BNT Apotheca. I got the name of the shop. Let's see what else this is. Fails to meet the standards of the MMA. Yikes, yeah. We gotta reach MMA safety standards. I know shops that wouldn't sell anything that doesn't reach MMA standards. Uh-oh. Titles, chapters, and subchapters of a book or law or something? Oh boy, they must be talking about rules and regulations, and that's way over my head. Curse all this magic stuff. Oh wait, a summary. I'm saved. We at BNT Apotheca believe that Remedium has not been tested on a sufficient number of adults subjects ages 20 and older. That's super weird. I would have thought we wouldn't have had enough kids for this kind of trial. Uh-oh. Titles, chapters, and again. Remedium's origins deal with forensic pathology. Forensics? Isn't that what we do to dead people? I don't know anything about forensic materials and Remedium? That definitely doesn't get to production. 10 years? 10 years before public distribution? In 10 years, everyone will be wiped out by the devil's lung. We can't wait that long. Babinski Jones, Throckmorton Jones. I've got the apothecary's names. Oh man, this is getting real. But it's so nice reading tangible things that need to be done. Why did management keep things vague when there are very real things outlined that we need to do? Should I talk with the Jones brothers? Wait, isn't that going over people's heads? Can I do that? I'm just some guy in production that's been here a month. Whether or not I believe I can do this, I think I need to do this. I think I gotta do it for Remedium, for all the people that need it. The Jones brothers must have a better idea on what we can do to make sure Remedium is safe. Ooh, don't tell them directly, because then they're gonna know that you have like a documentation that you're not supposed to have. I think personally, I would be suspicious. I need to ask them. It's not a matter of me, it's a matter of what's right. Time to go. BNT Apotheca. I'm assuming it stands for Babinski and Throckmorton. I'm about to meet the people with the coolest names I've ever heard. Are they cool? They sound pretty silly. They sound like the silliest things I've ever heard. And who are magic certified. Super magic dudes. And these guys are gonna take the time out of their day to explain magic bureaucracy stuff to me? A guy who doesn't understand Mr. Aberdeen's door? Grandma, I'm trying. Grandpa, help me. So, okay, this dude's got a cowboy hat on. So, is the idea that you're a horse to lack the bone? What? So, is the idea that you are a horse to lack the bone? Or is it that the body is shifted and shaken to become the horse? Well, that's a debate that wizards have been having for decades, right? It just depends on whether you're along with the naturalist camp or the intellectual camp. Right. Right. Is the horse from the earth, or did the minds make the idea of the horse, which then made the horse real? Well, I'll say on my end, if the horse is a shift and a shaker, it's much easier. A lot less power to shift things around to be a horse than to change them entirely to horse. Throck, you absolute madman. We're going through with this? Oh yeah. No more horsing around, Babs. I should probably get their attention. They seem pretty into horses? Excuse me. Hey there! Welcome to Babinski and Throckmorton's Apotheca. We promise to meet all your medicinal needs, with or without magic. Yeah, what ails you, my friend? I'm Throckmorton, but you can call me Throck for short. And I am Babinski. We're the Jones brothers. Sorry to bother you both. My name's Orvin. I'm from the Aberdeen factory. I noticed that you two were the apothecaries in charge of Remedium's review, and I wanted to ask you guys a couple of questions. The heck? What's happening? There's like flashing. Okay, maybe that'll fix it. Hold your horses. Did Scion send you? You want someone new to yell at us? Yes, we have detailed the requirements and offered our guidance on how to get Remedium up to par, but Scion has rejected, rebuffed, and ridiculed all. What? Why? Oh, Mr. Gugon never told us that. He never even mentioned you guys. I'm here by myself. Sent from myself. They probably wouldn't even like that. I'm here, right now. So if not a representative of your company, then why have you come here? I wanted to hear what was wrong with Remedium for myself. I wanted to hear it straight from the horse's mouth? Directly from the muzzle, huh? You like him, don't you? Nay, whether I like him or not is irrelevant. I am kindred with him. We are of the same soul. I will make sure he is heard. Oh boy. But sorry, Buckaroo, you're backing the wrong horse. What do you mean? Honestly, Remedium's weird from the jump, and that elusiveness your bosses have about the products is persistent throughout the entire process. Orvin, Remedium needs more time to be proven to be safe for people to use, and your bosses probably didn't think that fact was great optics to maintaining morale. They had to have a tight rein on the information they disclosed so you all wouldn't discourage. But we were very clear with what adjustments needed to be made so that this product could be safely approved. But no one Scion. A nod is as good as a wink to a blind horse. What? I'll just ignore that. I read it. This document, right? Yes, sir. That's the ticket. Do you have questions about it? So what's the part about forensics? Ain't that about dead people? Forensic pathology, which is about finding out how people died. So you found dead people parts in Remedium? Study there. We ain't implying that, no. If you're telling us that, then that is highly irregular, and Remedium must be shut down. No, I just thought that's what you guys were saying. The papers don't say that there were dead people parts in those portions. The problem is that the papers don't say where Remedium is at all. Oh, that's suspicious. Yes, we're saying that the Aberdeen research as to how to eradicate the devil's lung started its autopsies, which is fine, Orvin. That sort of process is not unheard of. Okay? It is just confusing as to how the medication came to be from these experiments. Is it a plant horse or is it a magic horse? He's stretching it now. Exactly. Is the Remedium potion botanical in nature or magical? Don't they write that it's primarily made of Gugandium? I heard it was an organism Mr. Gugan found that could kill the disease. Gugandium is the thing we're trying to identify. What is Gugandium? Organism isn't specific enough. Disease isn't specific enough. Do you know? No, the compound is already made by the time it gets to me. But can't you test it to see what it's made of? We must. But we were required to know what the nature of the substance is first. The tests performed on magical materials are different from organic materials, which have their own procedures dependent on classification. And these are, unfortunately, expensive. The government will not grant our use of these procedures without a ballpark of what the material is first. Can't be wasteful. Indeed, this block is very reasonable. So until we get answers for this as well, we cannot approve its use. Sion's beating a dead horse. I feel like I only have more questions. I can answer more questions if that'll help. What's the first part about? Not having enough data from subjects 20 years and older? It's exactly that. If you look at the research paper Sion has given us, it's highly unusual. So you're saying we have a lot of data on people 19 and younger? So like kids and babies? Not enough for anyone younger than 2 years of age, but from 3 to 19 there is plenty. Enough to choke a horse. What? Everything about this is weird. There isn't any way around asking why your subjects tend to be so young. Does Mr. Gugan say anything about that? Something along the lines of the data being early. They test more on adults in later stages, which is unusual because usually it's the reverse. We make sure things are safe for adults before children, but not immediately unethical. Some diseases are more prevalent in children, so it makes sense that those studies are primarily performed on children. But devil's lung doesn't only affect kids, right? I'm pretty sure anyone can get it. Bingo. I imagine this would be very difficult to explain to our workers, so they avoid mentioning it at all. To their workers. Until we get numbers in other age groups, submitting these reviews and appeals is all just horse hockey. Wow, so we're way out from public distribution. Why are we even making products? Seems like your team has put the cart before the horse. This has been a lot. The linguistic horseplay? Nah, that's just impressive. I just don't get why Remedium is so weird. And does Mr. Aberdeen know about this? Our correspondence has been with Sion Gugan, so it is unclear how Aberdeen is involved with Remedium. Just letting you know, we're all on the same page. I don't think that's true at all. What he means is that we all want a viable and safe treatment for the devil's lung. We're not trying to burden anyone by denying Remedium repeatedly. If you can get them to release information regarding the contents of the compound used in Remedium, Gugandium. Yes, and if you get more data on subjects 20 years and older. And finally, if you can get the follow-up data from the test subjects used in previous rounds of testing, we'll be happy to let the public have a treatment for this plague. And also wait 10 years? On the contrary, if we know the compound and get more data on subjects 20 years and older, the process can be vastly expedited. We will still need follow-ups each month until around a year out, but this is obviously much faster than 10 years. That would be awesome! It's because we know the compound's elemental composition. It's a much more well-tread path, and less discovery needs to be done. Woo! Which also means less long-term studies. You gotta know the long-term effects of these sorts of things. We can't have this be a stalking horse. You're just making these up now, aren't you? Surprisingly, not that time. Once these are all settled, then we'll be able to... Once these are all settled, then we'll be happy to clear Remedium. But these requirements cannot budge. Wild horses won't drag us away. I understand. Maybe people will listen to your advice since you're an Aberdeen employee? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You're right, Throck, but I don't know. Orvin's arrival was unexpected. Perhaps there's hope? Maybe if Scion wasn't a horse doctor. He's a vet? Throck, you genius! Again, we are trying to help the best we can. Perhaps some advice from a doctor would be beneficial to this production. Doctor? Yes, specifically a somatic practitioner, as the Devil's Lung does not have any magical components. I don't know, I feel like they'll just tell us stuff we already know. Or they'll tell us they don't know just like we don't. And I'm like, isn't this your job? This is a surprising opinion, Orvin. I thought that since you are interested in medicinal magic, you would be fond of practitioners. You're stir upset. I'm not stir upset. I'm cool. I just have experience with doctors want to take my grandma's money. And I'm really feeling better when that happened. Well then, I think it even more appropriate that you meet this doctor. Her name is Dr. Achille Eclair. The Southsiders call her Dr. Key. Southsiders? She's in the south of town? Yep, doing good, great work. She's a real workhorse? Your last name is Jones now. Wonderful to have another mind for banter. I'll always be a Zanri so long as my grandma's alive. But Orphan Jones doesn't sound too bad. Ah, I got caught up in the banter. So back to Dr. Key? Right, here's her address. It is best to go to her in the evening, as she has clinic in the morning and afternoon. And I would advise you to go tomorrow evening. Obviously, we want you to go as fast as possible, but I recall she's out of her office this evening. I believe she's doing some house visits. Don't spare the horse. I'm assuming that means that I should be fast and that I should kill a horse, and not that I should kill a horse? Do not kill horses. Understood. Orvin, please go to Dr. Key. Just as you went out of your jurisdiction to talk to us, please go against your biases and go to Dr. Key. She's a wonderful woman. No, I understand, Mr. Babinski. I'll go. Thank you, Orvin. I hope this has been an enlightening conversation. For sure, without a doubt. Thank you, guys. Although I don't think I feel better. In fact, I feel worse. You're looking a little horse for wear. Worse for wear, stretching again. But at least I know now. Truth is often hard to hear, but we won't be able to move forward without it. I'm glad you asked hard questions. And now I gotta get to doctors. It's my lucky day. Chin up, Orvin. There's no going back to ignorance. You gotta make hay while the sun shines. Actually, when the sun is down, remember, she'll be free to talk in the evening. She's working during the day. I got it, guys. Thanks again. Proud of you, Buckaroo. Here's our number if you need anything. And visit anytime. Wow, that was so much information. Well, that was a huge day. Feeling very bummed and also exhausted. And the best cure for that is food. What should I do for dinner? I can either go home or to ABP. I guess we can go to All Bread Patisseries again. Nothing like carbs to soothe the soul, and no better place for that than ABP. The strange bread that always drags you in. There's Rondo, but that's not Blight. Maybe they got a new worker? Wait, this seems like a serious conversation. Look, Tango, I don't mean to make you mad. Look, Tango, I don't mean to make you mad. I'm just worried. I just care. You're worried? I'm... You don't even know. I know you're upset, Tango. I know you've been really upset. Oh man, this is a lot. This is a whole family drama. Maybe I'll just go home? How can you just have him just hanging there? Because I love seeing his smile. He wasn't smiling. Whoops, I've been spotted snooping. Hey, Rondo? Sorry about that. My friend Orvin! How long have you known this friend for? Since yesterday. I gave him a ride home and we talked about our loved ones that had passed. Uncle, I've told you to keep quiet about it. It's still open. I know. Sorry, Tango. Since he's not here for people to meet, I just want everyone to meet him. No one ever regretted hearing about or meeting Bongo. And Orvin told me about his grandpa who passed. It happened 8 years ago, but I talk to him all the time. I'm sorry about what happened to your dad. You don't have to do that. Do what? Pretend. I don't want pity. Tango, he's not like that. Uncle, be careful. Please. I'm begging you. I will be. So long as you are, I can't. You won't. I love you, favorite nephew. I love you, Uncle. Be safe. Sorry about that. He's a great kid. I mean that. He's just a kid who lost his dad too soon. I get that. Grieving is tough. Don't worry. Things like that don't get under my skin. Thanks. He really doesn't mean it. I know. I used to be that upset. You? Yeah, I had a little mean streak. Haha, you got into fights? No, I couldn't physically do that. I'm telling you, with some protein and determination, you can take on anyone. Well, not when I was a kid. That's when I was so upset all the time. I was thinking things like, why me? This isn't fair. I hate my life. Just really upset about what my life was and what I thought my life was gonna be. And I might not have been rude like how your nephew is rude, but all those words were just stewing inside of me. I didn't say them, but I definitely thought them. So I get it. Don't worry, I trust you when you say he's a good guy. It's just a tough time to be in. But thankfully, with time and with you, it'll get better. I sure hope so. You know, if I could hang Tango's portrait on the wall, I would. Seeing them both together, smiling, nothing better. I'm sure he'd hate that, though. Ha! Despise it! You're a sweet guy, Rondo. I hope Tango's not too mad at us talking. Tango will be fine. If you keep showing up, he'll have to like you. Ha! I'd like that. Boss. Ah! Perfect timing as always. Talking for extended periods of time to someone who is not going to buy food is not conducive to our business. I'll pay! Not you. Angry face. I told you, Blight. Tango is basically the corn owner. Or like, my boss? Boss to the second power. Your nephew's your boss, Rondo? That's messed up. Kinda? It's complicated. But I'm the owner of all bread patisseries. And I am the one who will take your order. Please choose from the menu the item that you wish to put in your mouth. Green garlic bread. I'll take the green garlic bread? So good you gotta say it twice? So green you say it twice. This bread is structurally sound. Duly noted that the baseline is structurally unsound bread. I bake the bread in the way that has been instructed to me. Oh, it's a pretty good pesto. Honestly, not a bad idea to merge it with garlic bread. I like that. You act as if your input would make an impact on the menu items. Sorry. A bad habit of mine. I just really like food. Why? Why? Why wouldn't you like food? I have no opinions towards food. Haven't you tasted something that just makes your day? Something so complex and so enriching that it just makes you feel good? No. Or haven't you eaten something and thought, wow, if I could taste love, it would be this? No. Love is a concept. You cannot taste concepts. Or haven't you been surprised by something you ate? Just like, oh, I never thought of this combination or taste before. Every time I eat. Isn't that intriguing? Doesn't it make you curious? That's why I'm so hung up on spicy bread. People are intriguing. They make me curious. Why do they enjoy sustenance so much? How have they turned function into pleasure? Why is something that can be done efficiently and in solitude often done socially? We all gotta eat, no matter who you are or where you come from. We all gotta eat. Intriguing. Intriguing enough to let me know what's wrong with spicy bread? In no way. Enjoy your meal. Rondo! Orvin? Tell me the secret of spicy bread! Your other foods aren't weird, so what gives with spicy bread? I mean, it's exactly as advertised. Bread and a spice of your choosing. Bro, seriously, it doesn't taste like just bread and a spice. You can't tell me that it does. I think of it as the minimalism of bread. That's not how taste works. What's the secret ingredient? Love? No! No. Blight, come on, we talked about this. And I have made clear that my position will never be compromised. Wild stallions couldn't drag you away? Oh, you've met Throck. Yeah, that guy loves horses. More than anyone I know. Horses. Oh, the muscular hoofed quadruped mammal with a long face. Yes. Throck and Babs are fun guys. Really smart. Do you get the magic stuff they're talking about? Nope. I get the horse stuff they talk about, though. The more confusing of the two options. You just gotta go up to one. I swear it won't kick you. Their musculature says otherwise. Untrue! They don't hit me! They see that if they were to hit you, they would injure themselves. They would shatter me. I'm with Blight on this one. Animals, you just gotta give space. I gotta bring you both to a zoo one day. Extremely enticing. I love zoos! So does Tango. You should see him at the petting zoo. Touching animals is permitted? Some. Others definitely no. Are horses in the petting zoo? Small ones. You can shrink animals? No, not like that. They're just born small? Isn't selective breeding like a really long-term form of shrinking animals? I guess we can shrink animals after many generations. Highly inefficient. Oh shoot, it's getting late. I hate staying close to closing hours for shops and stuff. The store is open until 9 p.m. and until 9 p.m. people are permitted to stay. There is no time when this is more permitted or less permitted. Yeah, make yourself at home. Don't worry about us. I feel like I already have. Good! But I should head out. I don't want to have you have to carry me home again. I enjoyed it. Me too. But I gotta use these legs or else I might lose them. How can you lose something attached to your person? You can lose anything. This is true for you. Come back anytime, friend. Come back and purchase more items on the menu. I will. Good night. I think I gotta talk to Grandma. I know it's a little early, but you should be expecting your new nightly calls. Grandma. Pick up, Grandma. Hello, my favorite son. Grandma! Orvin, you won't believe it. I had the best night's rest last night. You really are the melatonin I need in my life. Our talks really just put me at peace. I'm glad, Grandma. Uh-oh. That tone. What's wrong, Orvin? It's nothing, Grandma. It's really not a huge deal. If I'm living on my own, I should be able to handle this. Sounds like nonsense to me. You can't pull this on me, Orvin. Your grandma's been in this business too long. The business of Orvin Zannery. So tell me what's wrong, baby. I think I'm really confused. My bright young boy? It must be awfully twisted to have you this upset. I just... breathe, baby. Slow and sure. Grandma, I don't know what to do. My baby, Grandma's here. Tell Grandma what's wrong. You know, I'll come to Ventreville right now. I got my little bag and these legs and I'll be there. Thanks, Grandma. Sorry, this is so dumb. I don't know why I'm crying. Excuse me. I will not take any of that "this is dumb" nonsense. If it's making you this upset, it's very important. I love you, Grandma. Words cannot encompass how much I love you, Orvin. So let Grandma help you. What's wrong? It's just been a real hard day, Grandma. What happened, baby? I feel crazy, Grandma. Crazy how? Because you're one of the most grounded and bright boys I know. I feel like I'm trying to do the right thing, right? I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to know what's going on. As you should, Orvin. Right? But no one else is doing this. And no one wants me to understand things. Who? Everyone! Literally everyone at work, Grandma. Herb and I got in a bad fight because he told me to keep my head down. And it killed me, Grandma. He's older than me and has been there longer, and I respect that. You know I respect that. I know, Orvin. I know. But keeping my head down wasn't right. You can't keep your head down when things are wrong. So I had to disagree with Herb. I had to. And he thought I was saying he was stupid, which I never ever did. I never thought he was stupid once, Grandma. And it felt like doing the right thing hurt him. You're right. Even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, we need people who are strong enough to do the right thing. Danvers aren't people who stand by doing nothing. But it doesn't feel like I'm doing the right thing, Grandma. I feel awful. And no one wants me doing it. I tried talking to my managers and my direct supervisor shut me down. It's so frustrating. Miss Odisha is so useless, Grandma. Orvin. I know, Grandma. I know that's a mean thing to say. But really, I don't think she knows what's going on at all. And that scares me. I'm doing her work. And then the other supervisor, Mr. Gugon? Oh no, not him. He hates me, Grandma. Like it seems like he's got beef with me, and I've done nothing to him, Grandma. Nothing. It really feels like he hates my guts and is looking for reasons to hate me. Like he got upset that I told people to quiet down so that they could hear him better. And he chewed me out for that. So obviously he didn't tell me anything either. But what's worse is that, and the thing that's making me really freak out, is that at least Miss Odich genuinely has no clue about anything. Mr. Glugon makes me feel like we're doing something wrong. Like he's being secretive because he knows what we're doing is wrong. And that's really scaring me, Grandma. I just wanted to help people. I was so sure I was helping people. And now I'm in such a mess. Oh, baby. Mr. Glugon dropped an important paper and I read it. And I didn't understand it, so I took it to the people that wrote it. The people that have been denying Remedium. And they're good people, and they gave the most transparent answer that I've gotten so far. And it was so nice. It's so awful. Because if what they're saying is true, then I think Remedium is in a really scary place. And the thing so many people have been putting their hopes and dreams in, what I've been putting my hopes and dreams in, I don't know if I can trust it. Especially when everyone at work is being so weird about it. I don't know what to do anymore, Grandma. Aw, my baby. This ain't right. You shouldn't have to do this alone. What about that Mr. Avadine fella? Can you tell the boss about this? I'm scared, Grandma. To have Remedium be where it is, Mr. Avadine has to either be a Miss Odish or Mr. Gugon. Truly ignorant or he knows. Grandma, he was my hero. Now, have you talked to Mr. Avadine? No, he went home because he pulled an all-nighter. Well, ignorance and malice are very different beasts. And if they've been lying to you, then maybe they've been lying to him as well. Maybe. And I'm not defending the man. I don't know him. And if he hurts you, he's not got long to live. But you should probably talk to him, Morven. A man who says my child is exceptional and deserves better? Well, he must have something straight. I'm just scared. I know, baby, I know. But even though everything about this is so hard and you feel like no one is helping you, know that I am so proud of you. My son doing what's good and right in the world even when no one else will? I couldn't be happier. I wish I could give you a big old hug because you're doing well, son. You're doing well. Thanks, Grandma. I really needed this. I know it's been hard. I love you, Orvin Zanri. I love you so much, Grandma. Thank you. Keep at it. Keep your courage. Grandma's always got your back. I know. And I'm very lucky. The luckiest. No, that would be this grandma over here who's got the bravest boy in the world. Now get some rest, child. You deserve it. And you'll need your strength. Right. Not done yet. Rest well, child. Talk to you tomorrow, Grandma. Nothing like talking to Grandma. So lucky to have her. I should shower. I wonder what's gonna happen tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, I guess I'm stuck at the doctor's. A nightmare. I guess I can't be too mean towards Dr. Key since I've never met the woman. Maybe it was just the doctors in Germanon. I wouldn't say that. Maybe things have changed since I was sick. Ableism is persistent. I don't know. If I find out she's taking advantage of Southsiders, we can't be friends, and she is not touching Remedium. Should I prepare questions for her? Will she know what's going on? Nah, I'm not gonna put that much effort into this. It'll be what it'll be. Ah! I can't sleep thinking about doctors. I feel like I'm gonna lose my legs. You're acting like a loose. I didn't mean to do that. Give her a chance. Do you think that you're smarter than Mr. Babinski and Mr. Throck? No. So just buck up. Stop whining. Talk to the doc. She's just a doctor. You're not even going as a patient. Literally no worth losing sleep over. Now go to sleep. Time to go. Who are we? Tell us the men. Time to make everyone proud. At least every morning I can smell bread. And that's a good smell. And no matter what happened to me yesterday, the smell of fresh bread is still good. And whenever I pass by ABP, I got this love-hate thing going on. Love Rondo, and Blight is great. But there's something about that spicy bread that's gonna cause me to die early. Whether it's the bread or the stress, that special is definitely gonna take me out. Oh man, is Mrs. Langtree even coming to work today? Oh, I didn't even think about that. But if Mrs. Langtree does show up today and I'm not there, I think that it would be better if I soften the flow before management shows up. I don't see her waiting for me, but I usually get here first. I'll just squat here until someone comes. Mrs. Langtree, you're here! I'm glad I wasn't left waiting for long. I wish I wasn't. Well, I'm glad you're here. You're just glad someone is here to open this gate for you so you're not loitering outside the factory. I mean, that's definitely part of the reason why. But not all. How are you feeling? Today? Well, as good as I'll ever be. How about you, child? I know you had high hopes for medium. Honestly, I don't know how I feel. I feel like 3 denials is a lot, and at some point you have to wonder what's going wrong, you know? I understand that, child, and at this point I'm tired of asking these questions. If the higher-ups aren't worried, why should I waste my breath? And I'm not going to let them get in the way of me providing for my family. Is that all we can do, though? Give up? What's the point of me caring more than your bosses? Do you know how many years I've spent trying to understand Wilhelmina and what she does? And you know what I've come to realize? What? That it was a waste of my damn time. And Cyan is no better. I don't want to be anywhere near that guy. Yeah, I get that. Well, it's a new day? A new day with the same work. I'm glad to do it with you, though. Aw, Orvin, come here. Her hugs are always so warm. I'm glad to do this with you, too. Good to know I'm not the only one with a head on her shoulders. Well, I learned from the best. Orbro! Herb! Trying out the new nickname. Feels good. Rolls off the tongue. Hey, Mrs. Langtree, you feeling okay? As good as any day. I'm glad. And I wanted to say I'm sorry, Mrs. Langtree. For what? I didn't get why you left early yesterday and I was talking rude about you. But after talking with Orvin, I get that everyone deals with things differently, you know? It doesn't bother me that much, but it does bother you, and I gotta respect that. So, I'm sorry, especially since you're my friend. I should care more about you than any team morale we have. Erwin, I'm surprised. You impressed me. I appreciate and accept the apology. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a ton of friends like you, Erwin. Though that's probably because you remind me a little too much of my little boys. But you are mature and big enough to apologize for something that I wouldn't have even known about. And I commend you and appreciate you for that, Irv. I truly do. Thanks, Mrs. Langtree. I'm glad to be your friend. As am I. Oh, Warbro, I've meant to tell you. I heard from some guys that we're going to be submitting our reviews to different apothecaries for review. That's suspicious. Did they pay off these other apothecaries? They probably paid them off. Because the requirements are actually very, very reasonable. What? Why? I heard that the one we're sending it to might have it out for us. Ooh. There's always something after us. Who did you hear that from? Just some guys in production, but I'm pretty sure Mr. Gugon and Miss Odish say the same thing. I'm gonna talk to Miss Odish then. You'll definitely hear about people who got it out for us from her. Sure thing. Tried sparing you the conversation. Appreciate it, but there are some things you can't escape. I need more information. I don't know if Miss Odish will have any information on any of the stuff Mr. Badinsky mentioned in the denial, but maybe she knows something about Mr. Gugon. Hi, Miss Odish. Hello, young Orvo. How have your spirits been since our last talk? Oh, you know, as well as I can be. How are you, Mr. Gugon, doing? The wind is in my sails, and I continue towards our destination, unperturbed by any waves that push back. And Scion is, well, Scion. For what reason do you ask this inquiry? An opening, maybe my only one. Do I push? I'm not sure if there'll be another opportunity. But if I make her upset, it might turn out worse than if I hadn't tried at all. I gotta be careful with what I say. I know Miss Odish likes it when I talk like she does. Are we not compatriots? Indeed we are, young Orvo. Nice, got it. And it is truly unfortunate that Scion does not share the same understanding and kingship as we do. It is as if he does not understand the ship he helps in sailing is one towards the greatest victory imaginable, and that the wind that pushes us forward will not waver. What? Whatever, just roll with it. Of course. Where is Mr. Gugon? It's not fair to have you sail the ship by yourself. Truly astute of you, young Orvo. He is absent as he always is in the morn, always tardy, that Scion, and paranoid. His door is always locked. Makes sense. That's where all the important documents are probably... How do I get in? The repetitive situation of needing something of his and it being inaccessible due to his absence became so bad that I had to forge a replacement key. Truly manning a ship by myself. Wow, Miss Odish, but wouldn't Mr. Gugon be mad if he found out that you had done that? Indeed, an ingrate and a hothead. Truly an unpleasant man. Luckily, this forethought has not escaped me, and I have hidden it near his office so that his blame cannot be directed my way. Bingo. Oh good, I'm glad he won't find out. I've been a victim of Mr. Gugon's beratement several times, and it is not fun. The trick is to elevate your speech so that his drivel is overpowered. It is not difficult, considering his muttering is incomprehensible to begin with. Looks like being loud isn't such a useless skill, Blight. I should get tips from Rondeau. Duly noted. I hope your morning goes smoothly, with or without Mr. Gugon. Thank you, young Orvo. Compatriot. Time to see what Mr. Gugon has been hiding. Time to look for that key. Where's Miss Odish hiding it? It has to be pretty good if Mr. Gugon hasn't found it yet. Maybe under the carpet? I guess that would be too easy. Is it behind this painting? What's this? A small pole with a hook? What should I do? I guess I'll keep it. Better to have a small pole with a hook than to not. Is that it? Yep. I was grateful for these during the cold autumns. Let me take a peek through all these cracks. Is that a key underneath the radiator? What if I use this? Just a little further. Got it! Hopefully this is the key I'm looking for. Let's do this. I'm in. Let me turn the lights on. Well, I guess it makes sense that his office is smaller than Mr. Aberdeen's. But this place is so messy. How does anyone find anything here? Well, I need to be fast. Let's try and find as much as we can with whatever time I have. Looks like there are unopened letters in the trash. These are our letters from Mr. Tharok and Mr. Babinski. Probably on how to improve production. I should take these. Let's open them up and read them. To Sion Gugon. We're excited to be the new apothecaries reviewing Remedium. I know it's not good to change horses midstream, but these horses are MMA certified, and we hope to help you make the safest and most efficacious product possible. Efficacious, my bad. For the future, we would advise that you go through the MMA and not the church for any medicinal or magical product that is not divine. Mother Akechi also agrees with this sentiment and allowed us to quote him stating that, unless the product is divine or ecclesiastical, the church cannot in good nature review or endorse this product. Ethics aside, the church has no expertise in medicine or non-divine magic, and thus it would be irresponsible to act in such a role. I hope this change in plan is not discouraging. I know you're saddled with us, but we're saddled up and are ready to provide you with everything we have to help however we can. It's not like Babs and I don't have a horse in this race, and though we can't give you free rein, we do want your product to succeed. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We're on the same team, partner. I know it's not good to change horses midstream. I can already tell who wrote this letter. Good to know Mr. Throck is consistent with his talking and his riding. That must mean he even thinks in terms of horses. Remitting was going to be approved through the church? How does that make any sense at all? That is so strange. I assumed it was, I don't know, funding or something that the church was providing. The Jones brothers are a much better fit for Remedium. I'm glad they're on board. 2 saddle idioms back to back. Mr. Throck, you madman. They're such nice people. It's such a shame that we haven't collaborated with them more. Why won't Mr. Gugon talk to them? Looks like this was written 8 months ago. Let's read the next one. I wonder if Mr. Throck writes all the letters. If they reached out in Leo, that means they tried contacting us as recently as much as a month ago. I can't believe no one ever told us we had this resource. I understand that you see correspondence with us as tiresome, but please, for the sake of Remedium and for the city, I urge you to heed our advice. Definitely Mr. Babinski writing this letter. We cannot approve Remedium until Gungandium is elaborated. This is the second attempt at approval, and you still have not even provided whether Gugandin is organic or magical at its base. We wish to spare you the effort and time of rewriting reports and resubmitting requests, because until Gugandium is defined, we will not approve Remedium. They mentioned this before. I can't believe Mr. Gugon sent the review even knowing that would be rejected if you didn't tell him what Gugandin was made of. Feels silly thinking that we had a shot of moving on to distribution reading these letters. You declined our previous offer to appeal to the government to fund the Apotheca's dissection and study Gugandium. But I am once again offering this alternative if you do not have the time or resources to do this in the Avidine factory. Oh, this is the expensive process Mr. Babinski mentioned. I guess they can appeal for the funding to get the testing done. Wow, they're willing to go this far? What are we doing here? Once this has been established, we can expedite so much. So please, Scion, provide us with the makeup of this compound you christened Babinski and Throckmorton Jones. It feels like Mr. Babinski and Mr. Throck care about making Remedium the best it can be more than we do. That's messed up. Wow, they both tried really hard. Mr. Gugon didn't even open Babinski's letter. Since he thinks they're trash, I guess I'll keep them. A calendar with yesterday's circles, probably referring to the review. Looks like the only other thing on the calendar is today. It just has M on it. I wonder what that means. Oh, M from the beginning. S, your request is being processed. Meet me at the rendezvous point on 10 Libra at dawn. M. That's all it says? I'm guessing S is Scion. And there's M again, likely the same M as the calendar. The dates match as well. I guess M is a person, but who? This feels weird. What's the shipment? If it was for something official, when we get like a purchase order slip or something, Unless this was for something personal, I don't like this. If he's been up since dawn, I hope he doesn't show up today. It's locked. It's full of loose papers and books. I don't even know where to start. Let's see. A bunch of books that seem too magical or too fancy for me to understand. Prestige, Eating Rich, Managing the Mediocre, How to Herd Sheep. Oh, these books suck. Well, I feel that explains a lot about Mr. Gugon's management style. I expected it to be more about potions and magic and stuff. Maybe he keeps those in the lab? It's full of loose papers and books. I guess the random papers. Looks like there's a mix of documents from a lot of different projects here. Oh, maybe this is important. It's a letter from the church? Ooh, hold your horses. This is long. Okay. Looks like this was written 8 months ago. The same month Throck's letter was sent. High greetings on behalf of our sovereign father and beloved holy mother. The longest reading I've ever read. That's crazy if they got to do that every time they write a letter to someone. It has come to my attention that the letters I have sent directly to the Viscount Ritter Aberdeen has gone unnoticed. There have been 5 sent prior to this one. Also, as the title of Viscount has been disclaimed, Ritter Aberdeen will be referred to as Mr. Ritter Aberdeen going forward. It is a mystery to me as to why Father Teak felt the inclusion necessary in previous letters. Viscount? Dang, I know no one calls him that anymore, but I always forget he came from nobility. Also, 5 letters were sent before this one? Though if the letters were put in this room, I can definitely see how they would have gotten lost. It is concerning to not hear any returning correspondence, and then disturbing to know that my notifications to you were either intercepted or disregarded. The results of the church's deliberations impact the production of Remedium greatly, but do not affect the day-to-day of the clergy in the slightest. So why the church appears to be in greater effort to deliver this news than the Aberdeen factory is to receive it is beyond me. However, out of overflowing grace of the Holy Mother onto me, I will allocate a small portion to bearing the drudgery of penning this letter. Yo, this church dude has no chill. This must be in reference to the church no longer being in charge of Remedium's approval. This will be my final letter as the church's stance will not be changed. The church means business. Or this one guy in the church means business. The initial acceptance and agreement for the Ventreville location of the church was not in accordance with the Astercart or the greater church body. The decisions made by Father Sue Teak have been disavowed as heresy, and as this is the second instance of heresy committed by Father Sue Teak, she has been stripped of her divine powers to make final decisions as Father of the Church. This power has been allocated so Mother Asato Akichi in the interim while Father Teak is being observed by him. This has been approved by the Greater Church and will not be revised. Wow, the father of the church back in Remedium was considered heresy? I guess that makes sense. I wouldn't expect the church to be involved in this at all. Second instance. Dang, Teak, my grandma should talk to you about the divine parenthood. She'll straighten out your theology like she straightened out the wrinkles in her shirts. Decisively and with some forceful shaking. As the current mother of the Church of Ventreville and as the current decision maker of the Church of Ventreville, I, Asato Akechi, on behalf of the Holy and Sovereign Church of Ventreville, refuse any further dealings with the Aberdeen factory, a private for-profit practice. Cessation of support from the church to the Aberdeen factory is effective immediately. Yeah, why the church was ever involved with us seems very weird. Definitely conflict of interest and all that. This Mother Akechi guy definitely isn't playing around. Add in 1 minute for Twitch. I apologize for the heretical actions of my peer, as I truly wish for a cure for this pandemic. I hope you are successful in your endeavors, but for obvious reasons, the church cannot ethically back your product. If you have any questions regarding this judgment, please consult our gods first, as they can respond to you the fastest considering their omnipotence, omniscience, and omnipresence. It may take 5 or more letters to respond with me. Not to call it back to the 5 letters. This mother is kind of savage. Maybe I should go to church more. This is kind of hilarious. Note to self, don't mess around with Mother Asato Akechi. He'll definitely sass me to shreds. I wonder why we were involved with the church at all. Who reached out to who? Weird. That it? Seems like it. Just waving my mouse over everything. This is so crazy. How are there signed and certified documents on the floor as well? Let me just see if there's anything familiar on any of them. Looks like there's a paper from a bit ago. It's from the government. 28th Gemini. To whom it may concern. I am pleased to announce that the city of Ventreville has approved the medicinal grant to the Avidine factory in the production of remedium. The Avidine factory will be given 50,000 gold coins for the urgent production of a cure for the devil's lung. Oh, sweet, I didn't know we got a grant. 50,000 gold is a lot of money. Man, we should get a raise. Due to the urgency of this product and the amount this grant is providing, this grant is subject to the following conditions. Oh, that's why it's so much money. They're trying to speed up finding a cure for the devil's lung. This grant shall come in 2 installments, the first on 28th Gemini, 126th, floor 2, and the second on 28th Gemini, 128 F2. Is it not floor? If no progress in the production of remedium is made between the first installment and the second, the 25,000 gold coins will not be delivered until remedium completes another milestone. The second milestone was about 3 months ago. Maybe that's why people are getting antsy. It's because we won't get the second installment of money until we're approved. Our offer is also subject to the agreement of the below general conditions. 3. Use of grant funds only for the research production and approval of remedium. 4. Official records and accounts regarding the transaction of this gold must be kept regarding the uses of grant funding. 5. The Treasury of Ventreville must be able to have access to these records such accounts. 6. Funds used for anything outside of remedium must be paid back. 7. Funds may not be used for anything outside of or prohibited by the law. 8. E.g., the company recipients, etc., must comply with requests for updates and information regarding remedium. If the Avidine factory agrees to the above terms and conditions, please provide a signature of agreement by a representative of the company with the authority to do so. Thank you for your efforts and congratulations. Sincerely, Mayor Ernest Lee. Mayor Ernest Lee signed this. I guess that's who the mayor is. I should remember that. I'm a resident of Ventreville now. I knew that a lot of people were helping to make remedium work, but it's way beyond the factory. The city truly put their hope and faith in our product. I think that's all I can find for now. It's so disorganized and messy, but I think I did the best I could. Sorry, I have a bad habit of accidentally drinking water wrong. It just went down badly. Zanri? Good morning, sir. He looks tired. You're suspended. Excuse me, sir? You are suspended. Sir, for what reason? For breach of contract. You disclosed confidential information to an outside source. Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. Where were you yesterday afternoon? Oh, where were you? I'm tired of this guy pushing his power around. I can't give him anything. He's gonna use any information against me. He's using the fact that I'm newer against me. I don't see how where I was yesterday is relevant to breaching contracts and leaking information. Huh, so you're playing it that way, huh, Zanri? I'm not playing. If I did something wrong, I want to know exactly what I did wrong. Because I didn't breach my contract and I didn't leak any information. Where's the review of Remedium then? How would I know? You're a terrible liar, Zanri. Keep it together. I just work in production. We don't come in contact with a review. If it's lost, well, didn't you pick it up? You. Don't be scared. I didn't do anything wrong. You are out of line. I didn't leak any confidential information. And about to be out of a job. Go home, we'll see if you have a job tomorrow. And this tone you took will definitely weigh into that decision greatly. Sir, Irvin was just trying to help. He would never put Remedium at risk. Quiet, Tambor. Do you want to lose your job too? I'm okay, Herb. Don't worry about me. Orvin. Back to work, Tambor. What a jerk. Fired for talking to the apothecaries we contracted? Ridiculous. What the hell just happened? Fired? I'm just trying to make sure the Remedium's doing what it's supposed to do. I'm the one trying to make a workable product that helps people. You power tripping jerk. Where's Mr. Avity when you need him? Ugh. What am I gonna do? Find a job here? Go back to Germanum? I didn't think I'd need an answer to what I wanted to do outside the factory so soon. Oh no, the doctor was supposed to be tonight. I don't think I can go to Dr. Keys. I'll just be thinking about work and I'm already in a bad mood. I don't think I can deal with a doctor right now. I guess I'll let the Jones brothers know. B&T's Apotheca, this is Babinski. How may I assist you? Mr. Babinski? It's Orvin Zanri. We met yesterday? Orvin! Frock, it's Orvin. Orvin, back in the saddle? No, sir, actually off the saddle, probably. Orvin. Yeah, I'm getting... That water went out bad. I keep coughing. Whew. I think I'm gonna have to end here just because I keep coughing. Okay. I like to save twice. Yeah, I think I'll end it here. I'll be back on Saturday for I Was a Teenage Exoconist, which means more voice acting. I'm having a lot of fun with this game so far. I like the story, I like the characters. Accessibility wise, there should be captioning for when SFX is especially important, like when there's paper wrestling or when there is a horse sound effect. That should definitely be captioned. Just, you know, my opinion as a captioner myself, I always it's part of captioning is to caption all the sound effects too. It's very difficult, but it's easier when you're the person who's writing the script in the first place or is creating the music or the sounds. Just because you understand intuitively exactly what you want it to say to the audience. Anyway, let's do a raid before I go. Umekuma is currently playing Animal Crossing. Have a fun time with Umekuma. And I will be back on Saturday. Bye-bye!